Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep. My name is Alpa Sharma, and in this session, we shall be talking about the most expected kind of questions that we might see in CUET. This is part 2 of the session. I hope you've already seen part 1. If you haven't done that, please do that right away. If you could quickly confirm that I'm clearly visible and audible. Am I clearly visible and audible, everyone? Hi, everybody. Very good evening. I changed the timing only for you guys because there was a chemistry examination today, was it? So I thought of instead of taking a session at 12:30, I would take one in the evening so that you're free from the examinations and we could discuss some very, very good questions. So, and the kind of question that I brought today, because the last session that we did part 1 had pretty simple questions and I could see everyone could answer. So there was not a very detailed discussion that could happen in the questions. So I've made sure today that we have some tricky questions, specifically those questions that will force you to argue with me. Because when we have a conversation, we learn a lot of things. So that is the idea of today's class. Yes, Asmita, Rahul, Manisha, clearly visible and audible. ठीक है. So difficult questions लेके आई हूँ आज, बातें करेंगे, discussion करेंगे. Answers गलत भी होंगे आपके, answers सही भी होंगे आपके, और उसी के थ्रू हम डिस्कशन करके सीखेंगे और देखेंगे कि मेरा एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है, सीयूईटी में किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आएंगे और अगर उस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं तो आपको उनको अप्रोच कैसे करना है. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव अहेड. But before I show you the actual questions, if you're targeting the BBA, IPM or hotel management for 2023, a comprehensive course has been launched which will prepare you for all 3 of the examinations together. And if this any one of these 3 examinations is your target, you could still enroll yourself for the batch because it will prepare you for one or all 3 of the examinations. You can speak to our counselors on this specific number and know more about the program that we have launched. And we have a mega workshop happening after 2 days on 15th of May, 7 p.m. on our app, where Salik sir is going to be talking about how to clear the CUET 22 in the very first attempt. What are the tips and tricks that you can use to ace the CUET 22 examination? Enroll yourself for this. It's a free mega workshop, so make sure you don't miss out on this and register yourself for this workshop at the earliest. Okay, so hi everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to start off with the reading comprehension. Okay. And because reading comprehension will be for sure a part of this UET examination. It's going to be there along with some aptitude questions. So my expectation about aptitude questions, what would come, I'll talk about that later on. We'll start off with the reading comprehension. I'll give you a tiny reading comprehension. One that would fit into 1 page. Okay, and we're going to read it. Once you are done reading that, send me a done and that's when I'll show you the questions. Okay. So take your own sweet time. Send me a done when you're done reading that. Once you're done, I will move to the 5 questions that follow from the same reading comprehension. This RC might look like a pretty easy one. Don't be mistaken today. Hi Nityang, Sneha, Akansha. Go ahead. Solve this passage. Send me done when you're done. आ सकता है नित्यांक. बाय द वे, अगर आप क्लैट टारगेट कर रहे हो, आपको एक सरप्राइज बताऊंगी, पहले ये सॉल्व कर लो. डन. इजी है ना, सिंपल है. No difficult words, no difficult lines. Looks like it is out of our school textbook, right? This is the only slide, my child Rahul. This is the only slide. Now I'm going to give you questions and I will not refer back to the passage while you answer the questions. This is the only slide that we have. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with the questions. Question number 1. What's your answer? What's it? A, B, C, D. Passive animals are lazy, cannot acquire weapons, do not have claws or jaws. Okay. D. Okay. Okay, cool. Absolutely. Because if we go back to the passage, let's have a look at that. It says caterpillars, since they don't have claws or jaws like other animals, they can't defend themselves. But then they use a different methodology to defend themselves, and that is by using prominent colors and telling the prey that they are inedible, don't eat me, you're going to puke if you eat me. So they cannot defend themselves. If you compare them to the other animals, of course caterpillars cannot acquire weapons, are not lazy, are not passive animals. The reason given in the passage is that they do not have claws and jaws. Agreed? ठीक है. Next question, the answer here has to be a D for sure. Question number 2. Here you go. Question number 2. What's the answer? D? Again D. Everyone says D. C. Okay. C and D. Okay. C and D. Okay, so there's a confusion between C and D. चलो ऐसा करते हैं, क्वेश्चन समझते हैं पहले. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन समझते हैं. Just a minute. Just a minute. So let's understand the question. The expression other equally effective deterrents. Let's go back to the passage. This one. Okay. So the passage says the caterpillars don't have claws or jaws. Okay. And since they don't have that, they use something else. They use prominent colors which acts as an equally effective deterrent. Okay. How do I eliminate options and find my answer? A says preventive weapons which have equal effect on others. Are these claws and jaws weapons? No, they aren't. A is eliminated. B says mechanism which scares everyone equally well. Maybe a human isn't scared of the caterpillar's color as an eagle would. Wrong. Not everyone equally well. A and B are eliminated. Now I think my options are C and D. Preventive equipment which is as effective as something that has already been mentioned, and deterrents that are as powerful as those caterpillars have. इन दोनों में से कौन सा ऑप्शन एग्जैक्टली इसका रेप्लिका है? What do you think? Which one of the two options is an exact replica of the highlighted words in the question? Which one of them? Deterrents that are as powerful as those the caterpillars have. इसका हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन क्या है? कैटरपिलर्स के पास जो डेटरेंट है वो जितने पावरफुल है उतने ही पावरफुल बाकी लोगों के पास है. इज इट नॉट वाइस वर्सा? My answer here cannot be a D. My answer here is a C. D says deterrents that are as powerful as those caterpillars have. Caterpillar के पास जो deterrent है और वो जितने powerful है उतने ही powerful deterrents बाकी लोगों के पास है. No, that's not the sense. Rather, the question says other equally effective deterrents. That is something that is as effective as something already mentioned. What was already mentioned? Jaws and claws. So something that has already been mentioned, this color is as effective as something that has already been mentioned. The answer is going to be a C here. Got that, everyone? Let's have a look at the next question, everyone. It's getting difficult gradually. See. Okay, the Himalayan caterpillar uses prominent colors to super easy, very easy. Everyone should get this correct. अच्छा नहीं, शॉकिंग नहीं बताने वाली थी, सरप्राइजिंग बताने वाली थी. नित्या, 5th क्वेश्चन करते हैं फिर बताती हूँ. अरे शॉकिंग, इतना बच्चे आप डर रहे हो सिर्फ. इट्स टू डिफेंड इटसेल्फ. ऑफ कोर्स ये जो कलर है, प्रोमिनेंट कलर है, वो क्यों यूज करता है? बिकॉज द कैटरपिलर डजंट हैव जॉज एंड क्लॉज. हाउ डज इट प्रोटेक्ट इटसेल्फ अगेंस्ट द अटैकर्स so that they don't eat the caterpillar up? It is to certainly defend itself. The only reason. It was pretty evident throughout the passage. It is D. Question number 4. Experienced birds do not attack Himalayan caterpillars because they are repulsive, inedible, aggressive, or diseased. Why? Why? What is the answer? Okay, B, everyone? Yes, the answer is B because some other bird must have puked after eating the caterpillar, and after that, no other bird would have eaten that. So, they are inedible, not repulsive because of the color. They don't care if the food is repulsive. It's inedible, only then they would leave the food away. So, it is a B. Now comes my challenging question here, everyone. Be very careful with this answer. There are going to be 2 very close options. In the context of the passage, a martyr is one who dies without putting up resistance, without any gain to oneself, while defending one's homeland or to save others. This is tricky, my children. Let me see how many of you get this correct at the first go. Answer this and also tell me if you want to refer back to the passage. फिर से देखना एक बार passage. Akansha says A, B, okay. A. Do you want to see the passage again? A, B, C. तीनों options आ गए. They're very close, right? I'll show you the passage again. देख लो एक बार, okay? Okay, A. देख लो एक बार passage. Here. Read this again. I'll take you back to the passage. Done? Okay, now let's go back. So it says, it's a rare example of the martyr among animals where this would do an unfortunate victim no good, the species would benefit. Here, do you want to change your answers, everyone? Do you want to change your answers? Okay, so now I have A, B, D. Nobody with C? Martyr is the one who saves one's homeland, right? हम शहीद भगत सिंह को martyr बोलते हैं, शहीद बोलते हैं because he died defending one's own homeland. It cannot be C. Of course, the first option to be eliminated because the entire, see, the martyr word has to be answered according to the context of the passage. And it is for the caterpillar. The caterpillar is not defending his homeland. That's not the context. The literal definition would of course be C. But a caterpillar is called a martyr here. He isn't defending his homeland. C is the first option you would eliminate. Got that? Ashmita, trending shots, Akansha, everyone? C is wrong. Now I'm left with A, B and D. Now D also is wrong. Okay? Because martyr इसलिए नहीं क्योंकि उसने लोगों को बचाया. Martyr इसलिए है because he died. Agreed? So this option becomes wrong. Now I'm left with A and B. Okay, एक बात बताओ. If the caterpillar dies without putting up resistance, that means the caterpillar is dying without having a fight. If somebody dies without having a fight, will you call him a martyr? Or will you call him a martyr because he died without any personal gain? Let's look at an example. Shahid Bhagat Singh is a martyr. Is he a martyr because he did not show any resistance, or is he a martyr because there was no personal gain that he received by hanging in the gallows? Why? What's your answer now? What's your answer now? Or did he die to save others? क्या होगा आंसर अब? चेंज कर लो सब अपने आंसर्स. What is it? Yeah, that's going to be a B. Exactly. It's going to be a B. He died without any gain to oneself. For a bigger good, but there was no gain to himself. उसके color, the birds ate him, उसको कोई benefit नहीं हुआ. He is a martyr. But the species was saved. So without any gain to oneself, resistance किया नहीं किया उसका कोई relationship नहीं है martyr होने से. Yes. Yes, Manisha. Some of you got it correct at the first go. Now, all those people who are, it's a B, who are targeting CLAT, let me tell you something very interesting. This passage is from one of the previous year NLS papers. NLS papers, before CLAT started, NLS used to take its own individual papers. I picked up this passage from one of the previous year NLS papers. And it's irrespective that it appeared in a law entrance examination or a BB entrance examination. It's a tricky passage, a small one with tricky questions, and that's exactly why this passage made a place here. I hope you loved solving this. Let's move on to the next question, everyone. Shall we? Here. You have to mark an antonym to the word initiate. Antonym. Okay? Easy question. I have a very tricky question towards the end also. So stick with me till the end. It's a question worth discussing. These questions are easy though. Yes, absolutely. Ashmita, this passage appeared in one of the previous year NLS papers. I'm sure you don't have access to previous year NLS papers. A lot of you don't. D. Yeah, the answer is going to be D. It's finished. Initiate is to start, trigger, commence, begin. All these three are synonyms. This is an antonym. Next question. Endurance, antonym. Is it patience, persistence, tolerance, or indolence? What's the answer? Oh, Nityank. Okay, by the way, before we discuss the answer to this question, do you want me to bring more such complicated, tricky questions like reading comprehensions? Sometimes paragraph-based questions. Do you want me to do that? Or you still want to focus more on grammar and vocabulary? The answer here is indolence, yes. So indolence basically means you're too lazy and you just sit idle and do nothing. So the answer here is indolence, D. Persistence and patience and tolerance are synonyms to endurance. Antonym is indolence, too lazy, not working hard, D. Wrongly spelt word here, everyone. Yes, you want more of such passages? Okay, cool. Sneha will do one statement question towards the end. Okay, wrongly spelt word. Yeah, that's true, Ria. Yes, true. That's correct, Sneha. So it's a C. By the way, Sneha, I think you also got the fifth question correct at the first go, if I'm not wrong. I think I read your answer. It should be lucrative. C-R-A. Lucrative. This is the wrongly spelt word. Others are correctly spelt ones. C is the answer. Next question. Wrongly spelt word here. Which one of these is wrongly spelt? What's the answer? D. Yes, it is a D. Homeo. H-O-M-E-O. Homeopathy. So not homoi. It's homeo. So that's the correct spelling. The wrongly spelt word is a D for sure here. Next question. Correctly spelt word. I'm not even pronouncing these. Correctly spelt word. Yeah, that's D. Correct. So, okay, I'll give you a trick. Apart from the basic rules of spellings, which we'll do in the classes later on in the paid classes, one thing that might help you uh, acing the spellings would be you try to pronounce the word correctly. So the correct pronunciation is enthusiasm, not anthu. So since it is not anthu, option A is eliminated. Enthusiasm. So this is the correctly spelled word. D. Yes, that's zeal. Correct. Correct, trending shots. So D is our correct answer here. Here, correctly spelled word. Pronounce it correctly, and then you would get the answer for sure. Financially. So it's a D. Financially. Correct. The answer is a D here. Here, correctly spelled word. Let's do these very, very quickly. I have a paragraph based questions towards the end. The statement based question. Which is the correct spelling? Why have you not liked my video yet? There are 15 people who are live right now. Please do that. D-I-L-E-M-M-A. It's an A. The correctly spelled word dilemma is an A. Dilemma is you're in a difficult situation. You're in a fix. In a fix is in a difficult situation. You are unable to decide what to do. That's a dilemma. A. Here we go. Okay, so this is the paragraph. Read this. This is the question. Choose your options carefully. I'm giving you 2 minutes for that. Be careful, everyone. Okay. 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 Confusing. Close options. Understanding the paragraph is not tricky. Getting the correct option is actually. Let's understand the question, okay? And let's see what should our approach be to solve this question, okay? So, there are two types of plant growths that we could see. If dried grass cuttings are put into the soil and if fresh grass cuttings are put into the soil. If dried are put, then the growth is going to be good. If fresh is put, then we have poor growth. Understood this paragraph, everyone? That's exactly what the passage says. If fresh is put, poorer than average. If dried is put, better than average growth will be seen in the plants. So basically what you're supposed to do is answer why. is this discrepancy visible? Any option that answers why is the difference seen when dried is applied we get good growth and when fresh is applied we get poor growth. Why? The option that answers why is our answer. Okay, let's start with A. The number of beneficial soil bacteria increases whenever any kind of plant material is mixed into garden soil. Does it explain why dried gets us a good yield and fresh does not get us a good yield? Does it differentiate between dry and wet? Does it? A says the number of beneficial soil bacteria increases whenever any kind of plant material. तो वो तो फ्रेश भी तो एक प्लांट मटेरियल है, तो इसका मतलब ए का मतलब फ्रेश डालने से भी यील्ड बढ़नी चाहिए थी, but that's not true. So A, can that be your answer? No, A cannot be your answer. A does not differentiate why or does not resolve why will the yield between dried and fresh be different. The impact would be different. A is wrong. अब आंसर्स बदल रहे हैं लोगों के, चलो देखते हैं. A गलत हो गया. B देखते हैं. Nutrients released by dried grass clippings are immediately available to beneficial soil bacteria. ठीक है, अगर ये immediately available है तो मेरा yield अच्छा होगा, लेकिन इसका yield poor होगा ये कैसे पता चलेगा? B के अकॉर्डिंग ड्राइड डालोगे yield will be good because immediately availability होती है, but fresh will be poor. How do I know that? The answers are changing now. B is wrong because I have to tell why is the discrepancy visible. B does not tell us why. It only tells us this will happen. Why will this happen? We don't know. C says some dried grass clippings retain nutrients originally derived from commercial lawn fertilizers and thus provide additional enrichment to the soil. That means इससे good होगा, लेकिन इससे भी तो good हो सकता है. इससे poor क्यों होगा? Reason दो, why poor with it? आपने फिर एक reason दिया. Actually B and C are the same thing. They tell us why dried will give us a good yield, but it does not say why fresh will give us a poor yield. D, my children, tells us, so no, Anurag, it's going to be D. And Sneha and Ashmita got it correct in the very first go. The answer is a D. It cannot be any. D says fresh grass clippings जब आप डालते हो तो वो heat generate करती है, ultimately soil bacteria को kill करती है. और पूरे क्वेश्चन में जो रीजन है गुड और पुअर यील्ड का वो है गुड सॉइल बैक्टीरिया. तो जैसे आपने रीजन दिया ये पुअर इसलिए होगा क्योंकि गुड बैक्टीरिया किल हो जाता है इसमें और इसमें नहीं होता, दस यहाँ आउटपुट गुड होता है और यहाँ आउटपुट पुअर होता है. दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट डी सेज. E देखते हैं. When a mix of fresh and dried grass clippings is mixed into garden soil, plant growth often decreases. My question does not talk about mixing them. It doesn't. अनुराग, क्वेश्चन दोनों को मिक्सिंग की बात करनी है. क्वेश्चन कह रहा है अलग अलग डालोगे, फ्रेश को डालोगे तो ये होगा, ड्राइड को डालोगे तो ये होगा. मिक्सिंग करने का नीड ही नहीं है. हमको ये बताना है फ्रेश में पुअर क्यों यील्ड होगा और ड्राइड में अच्छा यील्ड क्यों होगा. सिंपल एज दैट. E does not relate to my question. My answer here is going to be a D. That is all for today. Don't forget to download the BYJU'S app today, BYJU'S Exam Prep rather, and don't forget to share my video if you've loved today's class. I shall be bringing many more such questions, passages worth discussing. Make sure you comment under my video if you've loved today's class. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a very good day. Have a very good weekend. God bless all of you. Bye, everyone. Of course, Nityank, it should be. Bye, everyone.